I'm Brian Kellerman, the Chief Quality and Safety Officer at Kellerman Consulting, and this is our video series on determining and analyzing key performance indicators in businesses. So far in this series, we have outlined what key performance indicators are and some basic and complex type of indicators in a manufacturing operation. In this episode, we are going to look at the critical actions that are required to make sure that KPIs are established and maintained within the program. As with any type of data collection process, the two major challenges are actually recording the data in a meaningful way and then separately interpreting the data to effectively understand if we are functioning properly. For the challenge of data collection, this means having the correct data inputs as well as the right tools for measurement, and this should also include the right software to track and trend that data. For the second challenge, to analyze the data collected, we need competent people reviewing the data, and we need effective means of communicating the data in real time to the decision makers in operations. So let's get into the ways to set this up as an operating system. In breaking down data collection for key performance indicators, we need to start with what is being measured. As we stated in our previous episode, we can calculate data on positive outcomes such as revenue, negative outcomes such as complaint per millions of units. We also have simple measurements such as number of accidents and complex measurements such as average fill rates in dynamic automated equipment. For all of these types of data, we must have accurate information that is collected frequently enough to be representative. This may require handwritten data such as filling out a record. It can be an old-fashioned circular thermometer chart, or it can be continuous records by data logger. The simple measurements can be performed by hand, but for complex calculations, some sort of recording software that can assist in calculations is worth investing in. As we previously discussed, it is best practice to select KPIs across departments, so data collection may occur in disparate parts of the business and be compiled during review sessions. Because we are focusing on key indicators of performance, we need to determine what facets of operations are critical to the business's functioning and what data best represents that critical feature. We recommend at least one KPI for sales, at least one KPI for finance or accounting, and then at least two KPIs for operations and quality. It's important to try to lock in more than one KPI since there may be significant problems in the business that are not readily apparent from one measurement. On the other hand, although several different measurements can give a comprehensive picture of the business's health, too many KPIs can result in a data overload that makes analysis ineffective, or worse, creates contradictory information which can lead to organizational paralysis. Finding the right balance is something that must be determined by leadership of the organization. Once the measurement for key performance indicators have been set, it's important to assign the responsibilities for performing or overseeing the data collection. Determining the correct person to perform this task is of particular importance for KPIs. The reason for this is that we need someone who is dependable, trustworthy, and focused in overseeing data collection. Because we are speaking about measurements, we need to include validation and calibration of the measurement in our process. Here, validation means that we need to be certain that we are capable of collecting the correct data. Even for KPIs that are simple counting measurements, such as customer complaints, we need to make sure that when the number of complaints is recorded, that this is the accurate measurement and that confusion in recording does not yield the wrong numbers. Additionally, we need to calibrate our measuring process, and that is for both handwritten measurements and automated equipment. Again, since we are talking about key performance indicators, every measurement needs to be accurate, or we will not be able to effectively analyze the health of the business. The employee or employees responsible for evaluating the information presented need to be properly trained on these key performance indicators to assure that they understand the importance of the analysis. That means the person is trained first in the basics of what the key performance indicators for operations are and that it is essential for interpreting the health of the operations. Secondly, the employee must be trained on understanding what is being measured and what the acceptable specifications for each KPI they are responsible for evaluating. When we presented our example of proper labeling in a previous episode, we were discussing a scenario where each failure to meet the standard of 100% accuracy around allergen information would mean an immediate action. Analysis of this type of event is simple and obvious. When we are looking at an alternate example of at least 5 sales meetings for each salesperson each month, we are looking at a scenario where an employee may need to review information entered into a CRM or calendar, and also may include review of the proof of the sales visit for each employee to verify the accuracy of the information presented. When research is required, training on how to perform that research and the difference between valid actions and invalid actions, in this case canceled sales calls, is required. We've now laid the groundwork for understanding how key performance indicators are included in operations. For our next episode, we are going to review how key performances are audited, reviewed, and managed, and how they fit into certification programs such as ISO 9001, FSSC 22000, SQF, and BRCGS. Thank you for watching. For more videos, please visit our website at www.kellermanconsulting.com or follow us on YouTube.